Here to do Sagittarius. Okay, we're going to have a look at the energy of what's coming through for Sagittarius for mid-month love. I'm going to look at the chart quickly. You guys are going to have an interesting 2 years, and it's only because you do have the South Node in your Zodiac sign. So you do have the axis of your 1st and your 7th house, which is your relationships, you inside of them. Great work. You know, it's hard. It's a hard transit. It's going to be very growth orientated for you, but it's also going to be very emotionally challenging at times. I've been through the 1st and the 7th house placement. It's not fun. It's deeply profound in a sense that you learn a lot about yourself and your interconnections. So with that, yes, it can be challenging. Next month, we're having an eclipse in your Zodiac sign. This month, we're having the energy of the eclipse in Gemini. So you're having that axis happening there. Gemini happens to be linking to your relationship sector, and it is a full moon. So it can be something really coming to a head with your connections. And it won't just be in your romance house. It'll be in all of your interconnections. So currently, you guys really even just channeling the energy between now and next month. We have Mars retrograde, so you're tied point blank zero. Mars is hitting the house, the 5th house, so it can be anything to do with romance. It can be to do with children and your luck, you know, and you're a Jupiter energy. So Jupiter at the moment currently is in Capricorn. Which, you know, is making you have a lot more responsibilities, feeling quite alone at times, feeling like it's all on you, Sag. You know, it's like it's your fault. What are you going to do about it? And it's very complicated. It can feel very challenging to deal with it. You guys within your own energy being able to tackle those things, you're sort of like the equivalent of Saturn's sun saying, chill out, Dad. We need to have some fun. We've got to dare to dream. We need to make these things happen. Moving into the energy of Capricorn for you guys, maybe it's felt a little bit stifling. It's like, is this what love was about? And it's not necessarily that that's true. It's just an energy that one is embodying. And all of us have been collectively with that Capricorn transit embodying that energy. But at the moment, moving towards this eclipse, it could really be where you're trying to multitask. Your day-to-day routine could be very busy, feeling like you're cutting between a rock and a hard place. Can't make everyone happy. I think if you've been working really hard and you've been looking at love and wanting to create that balance, it is going to come about, especially if you've been trying to tie up loose ends, touching base with people, communicating effectively and all the rest of it. Gemini is all about communication, but it can also be maybe needing to communicate with people via social media to get some of these tasks done, but still touching base. Now, the funny thing is you are the it person this month. You're coming through as the wounded healer, and it's almost like, what about me? And the reason I'm saying that is because of that access that you've got, the 1st and the 7th house. Whatever you're going through emotionally, you could be very triggered at the moment. You may be getting to a point, and I've broken a nail already. So, you know, it's like, yeah, I've got real life problems. I've got to break a nail. So looking at it and going, right, okay, how do I feel connected to these circumstances? How do I feel? Hi, sweet. How do I feel about my connections? Am I balancing this? You know, gosh, you know, I can't be 100 things for everybody. I'm doing the very best I can. I'm sensing you guys are really going inside yourself, and you're having to do a little bit of fast track healing and trying to make sense of everything that's going on all at once. I do feel the healing is happening with you first, and then a lot of energy is going to be poured into these situations. But again, I do feel you guys being called upon, and it's perplexed. It's like, where's this coming from? Why is this coming up all of a sudden? Whatever these emotions are, again, there's healing to be done. So I do feel between Mars going direct And Mars at the moment is hitting, like I mentioned, your 5th house placement, your perspective of relationships. You could have wounds connected to romance, point blank zero, being vulnerable, being in the mix of it. It could be your childhood. It may be the co-creative energy. It could have been through separations and children and things to that degree. And again, that can come down to our childhood. But whatever that is, your conditioning to do with luck, of whether it's something that only certain people have and you just don't have, due to circumstances that you've experienced, it's going to shift and it will change, but it's still there. A lot of energy could be poured into those situations and you feel overwhelmed. Once we do have Mars going direct, it still will be fatiguing energy. And I've really been saying to a lot of people, get to a point that if you have a multitude of tasks on your plate and you haven't had time to have that downtime for yourself, getting to a point that you get a list, do the list. The nodes being in Gemini are going to be complicated for us romantically, spiritually, psychologically, is because it's an overload of information. We're learning a lot more. It's like we're having to learn on our feet, being the jack of all trades when it comes to romance, when it comes to connections. But there's a deep transformation happening in your life at the moment. Now, you've also got Ruby as your crystal. I put this back and it come out 3 times and I was like, okay, Ruby, we're coming. And it was because it was in my face at first. I selected it, went, no, put it back in, shuffled them again. It was at the bottom and it kind of got stuck and I put it back and it came out again. So for you guys, vital life forces flows vibrantly through me. I am grateful for the energetic passion for life. Now, I feel this is saying a few things. Ruby is used for royalty, and you guys are Jupiter energy. There you go. I'm going to call you Ruby now. Oh, I've got to get your name right, okay? I'm not good with pronunciation. Next time we talk, we'll get it right. So with this, it's knowing the beauty of, look, it's very noble. So yes, Jupiter energy is very noble. In past lives, Sagittarius energy was really a king or queen. It could have been an energy of a spiritual guide. So, you know, point blank zero, your royalty, okay? The royalty in your own energy and who you select, you wish to be worthy in your life. And it's the 1st and the 7th house placement axis. So who you're attracting into your life, you're wanting that respect. You're wanting to give respect to others, but it also needs to be reciprocal. So you could be very sharp at the moment, a little bit frustrated with everything that's going on. Maybe even feeling some people aren't being emotionally intelligent. They're a bit triggered. You could be this way and then it could swap. So you got the crown chakra in reverse. And again, remember, at the moment with this transit for the next 2.5 years, we're students in the domain of the Gemini nodes. We're having to be open. The situational shifts connected to our traditional values and the old way things were done, Ruby, right? Oh, we're transforming them. So our family might have had belief systems that things had to be a certain way in connections. And you guys are looking at that really physically inside your own connections at the moment. Is this the way mother, father saw this, or is this the way I see it? And, you know, it's just a different value system, guys. This is what this transit for the next 2.5 years is going to do. I mean, I was mentioning to a fellow friend of mine who's very spiritual that, you know, I've got to do collective energy update. We're really in for a very interesting ride. And it's, you know, the 2 areas that my mother and father always said to me that you don't talk about, we theoretically are going through in a transit. And that's because we had the nodes in Cancer and Capricorn. The energy is still playing out to complete by the end of the year. They shifted in May. And then it moved to your 1st house placement of Sagittarius and Gemini. Those 2 subjects do cover the 2 areas that my mum and dad told me never to talk about, and it was politics and religion. People's value systems. That's what's coming up in the collective. We've seen this over the last 2.5 years. We've had the nodes in Capricorn. When they were there, it was all to do with the energy of government, of leveling up, of politics. And then when we look at the energy of Sagittarius, it can be our value systems, our spirituality, our conditioning, race and things to that degree. And so there's splits in the collective at the moment. And Gemini energy is what the solution is being a student, communicating. It can be us stuck in lockdown and things to that degree, and needing to start from the bottom and work to the top again, doing things in a different way and on a very fair basis. Let's see what comes through. So, with this, you could be looking at your love life and going, okay, is this my value system or is this conditioning? Do I have some wounds coming up? Am I feeling I've got to do everything by the book, or can I think outside the screen? Your Jupiter energy. Nothing ain't going to hold you back. Yeah. Intuition. Know what you know, what you know. If you feel something's off and you know what you know, you be you. Follow your intuition. I'm getting with this, you've got a magical world. And, what's that? I thought about this person this morning. They were a singer, John Lennon. Imagine All the People. That song came to mind and it just kept harping in my head. And it's like, I'm looking at this crown chakra energy, the intuition. Really, nines are all about, the card breaks down to a 9. Nines are all about going into hermit mode, reflecting, gaining clarity, being adult about things and looking at things from a wider perspective. But knowing what you need to move in order for these things to change. And you guys have a 2-month big change coming up. Jupiter is going to be moving into Aquarius next month, and we're having the eclipse next month in Sagittarius. So you've got a big 2 months coming ahead of you. Your intuition to do with what everything is meaning in this connection and how you feel about things. I think a lot of things and circumstances are changing around you. You're looking at what your world would be like if everyone just got on together, if everything was just Barneys and dolphins and starfish, and that's one of my sister's sayings. If everything was just wonderful, But I do feel you've got a big vision. You got a big vision. You are very protective as well. And I think the things that you're working towards is for the connection. You may be feeling really accountable, like you want to show the world really who you are in a creative way, show the world that you can achieve mountains. And it can also be for a connection. You may also feel at times alone, that you're having to do those things and you're facing these shadows on your own inside your life. But there seems to be some sense of responsibility. And look, it could be to do with your childhood, your family, your mother, your father. It could be your own family. And it's almost like Noah's Ark at the bottom of the card. I don't know if you can see that. Noah's Ark. Oh, thanks, Doc. Noah's Ark, and you're like, how am I going to bring this together? How am I going to make sure that I've got enough food? It's a bit like going into lockdown. It's like, have we got enough milk? I should have used toilet paper as an analogy. Do we have enough? Are we all good? Have we got the bills paid? Is the house okay? I just feel it's that energy coming through, and you're wanting to have, there's no I in team. Right? If you're worrying for other people, again, that's the 1st and the 7th house placement. You don't have to. It's, again, you do that because you choose to, and it's your innate way of being, but was it requested of you? Probably not. And that was one of the hard lessons I learned through the 1st and the 7th house placement. It's like some of these inner conditionings that we have, we don't realize we've got them. And it's like, why did I take that role on? Did anyone ask me to do that? And then having this epiphany that, no, it was just something that I was telling myself that was my role. I feel you need to speak more when it does come to being open with the people that you love and with your love life. You might need to tell this person how you feel. I think usually you do, but I think in this instance, because it's very intimate, it's very personal, sometimes the poker face energy can come through and it's like, I don't really want to show that vulnerability. And it's just a different level of love. It's that raw, organic level of that. I'm saying, look, I'm not perfect. I feel like I've got a lot on my plate. I feel like I need to articulate this. I want to have this with you. Again, your support is towards yourself as well as others, but the yin yang I'm hearing is coming up. And I'm doing this reading at the 1111 portal. So it's getting into duality. Maybe today and tomorrow looking at how you can get that balance back, how you can get both what you need and what the connections need into balance. But again, first I'm seeing you going into hermit energy, you're psychoanalyzing it, and you go, okay, how do I shift some things about? You do want to be supportive, but you also do have a lot going on in your own life. So It's funny because I know you paint, right? But I'm seeing it's almost like a canvas in the background. Look at the beautiful watercolor in the energy. And I don't know. I've got a broken nail and I'm knocking the desk. Now, here, it's like there's a bridge, right? And then on it, there's a little boat. But look at the rainbow in her hair. Seeing the world in a different way, maybe tapping into your creative ways of dealing with things. You do see the world in a very different way, Sag. You do. And you've got a similar card to the last read. You are wanting this person to know that you do love them very deeply, and I do feel that you do love everyone deeply, but you have different values. It doesn't mean it's not love. It's just you have different viewpoints of circumstances. You want some more peace in your life. You would really love to go, wouldn't we all? Go back to the heydays of when things were simple. This is very deep for you guys at the moment. It's not your natural way of being. It's like, and even the Sagittarian energies I know are very bouncy, very playful, very optimistic. This is not directly how you guys at the moment might be feeling. Could be due to Jupiter being retrograde and Neptune. It is passing though, but you're being adult with your beliefs. You're bringing things up. Hi, Dal. You're bringing things up and you're looking at them and you're wanting simplicity. It's funny because you guys usually are the big dreamers. You're the big creators. You're the big achievers. But it's simple. You're just wanting simple. You're wanting a peaceful energy, a nurturing home, a loving dynamic, and peace. Right? There might be a lot of noise going on around. It could be things that you're seeing on media. It could be the people that are directly around you. You could get to a point that you're feeling like, even I'm getting like tingles on my back, just oversensitive. It's like, don't touch me. And it's just the agitation energy of what's coming through. So emotionally, you could be feeling very run down. You could be feeling that potentially the people around you don't understand you. It's not a personal thing. It's really not. It's a transit thing. I'm telling you, it's a transit thing. By this eclipse, I do feel if you guys can work out maybe with the Scorpio moon, you're going to have an ability to, and Scorpio does hit your 12th house. Now, the things that you feel about yourself that are imperfect, it's actually sharing those things. It's stripping it back to the raw field, right? So it's peeling that onion. And it's getting to a point where you love yourself enough to say, this is me. This is who I am. Warts and all, this is me. Because sometimes it can be really stifling to not be the vibration of who we are. When you do get to rest, I do feel that self-value energy is going to come up. Now, it's a new opportunity. So Scorpio is your 12th house. If you feel that you've had these things in your head that you discovered and you haven't told that love interest, it's like, I know what you did last summer. It could even be about yourself that you just haven't shared. Scorpio can also be, it can be your psychic downloads. All of a sudden, you guys could be very psychic in the moment, with the 12th house. Tuning into those things, having these epiphany moments and going, I didn't really know that I felt that way, or I didn't really know, sensing what that person is. Intuitively, you could be very in tune to this person right now, this love interest. And all your connections. It can be like major, major white noise. And that's why I feel your sensitivity through your vibration very high. Try and get rest where you can. Best way is half an hour to an hour before bed. No music, no TV. Do your thinking, then stop. Something to unwind. Just being in the energy, no TV, slowing the mind down. Those problems, you are to self-navigate to a point you say, I will pick those up tomorrow. But I'm going to give myself a holiday and I'm going to tune into them tomorrow. If it's something that you need to tune into for yourself, give yourself 2 hours leeway. Give yourself quiet time, hermit mode energy. Be it you're in a partnership or not, and go, I need some time to think for myself. I've had a big day, duts have been happening. I just need to sit. And if you have to, even if you've got to fake it till you make it, grab a book, pretend you're reading and think. And then there is a checkout point of that. You're not doing it. You're going to allow yourself the grace of peace and sleep, and you're going to go to bed because your body is having an upgrade, but you can't do it all. Rome wasn't built in a day, right? So just take some time, because the misunderstandings in our connections, the Sagittarius knows is to do with siblings as well. It can be hierarchy energy, right? Oh, these two are about you and your love. Okay. You need to make a major decision between, again, it's synchronistic that these cards keep saying the same thing. Between now and Christmas, you need to make a very clear direction in your own life and where you're going. This can be in your own lives as well. There could be a lot of dynamics coming up to do with Christmas for us. And I not for the traditional reasons. This is going to be a very interesting Christmas, one that we will never forget. And hopefully for good reasons, but more from a spiritual point of view, we're looking at, okay, the big work ahead, coming out of this energy. You can always be in your space of infinite bliss. But I do feel you guys have a choice. We can sugarcoat things and we do need to be positive. We really do. But I'm seeing between you and this romantic person, there's a lot of passion. There is a big connection. This person that you're in love with, you want to have that passion in your life. And if you're not having it, it's really going to, be telling you, and you're going to have these feelings coming up to nag at you to get you there. You need to be very clear about what you're wanting to attract. You need to be very, very clear to do with what you want to do and where you want to be. And I feel there's a major plan. Now, if you're single, I feel this is being open to it. If you're single and you're a soulmate or a twin flame and you're trying to usher that person in that you're in love with, I feel it's about you vibrationally getting into alignment, and always, always take your life from where you are at this moment. You don't have to plan 100 things and carry that burden of navigating it. You can trust in the process and let it flow. But if you're needing to make a decision for you, where you are, wherever you are in your life, and book a date or book a plan, wondering, am I coming as one or am I going to be two? Don't worry about that till it occurs. Just live in the vibration of where you are. This clarity between you and love is going to be cleared up, and I think it will be well and truly before that. We can have people from the past coming back. Somebody who you were deeply spiritually, psychically in tune with, they might have hurt you in the past. There can be a lot of cognitive energy coming through with that at the moment. You also will have a new opportunity for that to be healed. Now, by the Gemini eclipse, again, major things to do with your relationship are going to come up. So you've got these infinite blessings coming your way, cutting out situations and only focusing on the things that make you passionate is important, and being very clear and decisive about what you want to manifest in and where you are in your world. Yeah, bigger picture. What is the bigger picture? You're going to have clarity on this. Through wounds can come life. Through wounds can come life. And it is going to be something that's beautiful. Some of you, do be careful. Again, I don't know why I keep getting baby messages. Fifth house placement. Okay. If you can't be good, be careful. If you can't be careful, buy a pram. That's what my ex used to say. It's very true. Okay. Perfect setting. Okay, you have a plan. Oh, what are you up to, Sag? What's coming up? This is either your love interest or you. Something's coming up. I think while you're tuning into this while you're meditating and healing. I think something's in a grand plan. Someone who's missing you. I think you're making a plan. For some of you, and it can be for the cross watchers, I do feel there's something very romantic being planned. This can be an anniversary date. It can be a birthday. There's something to do with one side or the other coming to a point. They're arranging a surprise for you. And this can also be taking it to the next level. A statement of love. It can be a celebration, but this feels just you and this person. An environmental change can be coming about where you could actually move house. It could be something to do with you moving towards this person, but I feel this is like a date. It's like teeing up a situation where you're both seeing each other. And I do feel a conversation going on as to what's been going on, how you've been seeing things, how they saw things. It's touching base. I do feel a touching base situation. And this person is mature in their energy. It's reciprocal. This is an energy where you guys actually do care about each other, do miss each other. And you're trying to make that time. But there has been some secrets that will be revealed, and I do feel it'll be around the new moon in Scorpio. I know it's a new moon. The new moons have been reacting very differently. It's almost like out with the old and with the new, and it's happening simultaneously. So if we're cycling these things out at the moment and we're doing quality systems, financially I can see changes here. I do feel you've got a lot going on, a lot of decisions to make between now and the Gemini eclipse, and it is to do with all areas. So if you haven't had communication from this person and you're frustrated, understand that there is a lot going on in their chart. But the intent and the steps they're taking is to get balanced on their side of the fence. Okay? Yeah. And look, these can be very positive things. They don't have to be negative things. But they're things that were hidden. Both sometimes from ourselves, and all of us are experiencing this at the moment. Sometimes it can be a revelation that maybe we're not happy. Sometimes it can be a revelation that we're deeply, deeply happy, and there's just something very personal going on. But I do feel, again, however the secrets land, they are going to change the course. They're going to try and find the environment for this to be articulated. And I'll pull one last card. Anything else we need to know? Any warnings that we have for Sag? Make a wish. Be careful what you wish for. You've got to remember what you want. It takes two to tango, right? So it's like, what do you want? It's not just what the other person wants. Sometimes we think we've got no control. Things aren't moving. There's no I in team, right? Make a wish. What are you wanting to wish for? So your choice and your intent will attract these things. And I feel as though by you actually, getting as grounded as possible, getting as rested as possible, tackling your tasks, because you do have a lot on your plate, you're going to get grounded. And you are going to start attracting the positive vibration of what those things are. And life is going to be in more balance. You will be learning a lot about balance in the next 2 years. These relationships that are always meant for you will always endure that. And it doesn't even have to be a storm. It's huge growth. Trust me. You'll be very grateful at the end of the transit of the nodes that you have learnt so much about yourself and your connections. It will really benefit you. Any questions in the house before I love you and leave you? May come back later and do another one. I do have some readings tonight as well. If you do want a booking, a private booking, I do twin flame coaching, astrology, psychic energy, however you want it. Go to the channel, go to the website. All right, the link will be below. And there is the booking system on the page, and it gives you time conversions. It tells you the time. I've got an intro video on there. If you have any issues, inbox me on the website, and I can give you a hand through that process, and I can set it up for you. PayPal, credit card, it's all there. I've made it simple. If it is complicated, don't freak out. I'm not a meanie. I will explain it to you. I do Skype, telephone, email, and pre-recorded videos. But there is a wait with those. So it's only because usually I am doing so many videos on YouTube that, you know, I've made it that way because I do have a balancing task. Love and light, guys. So we'll see you later. The next one will be Leo. I'll see how long in between. But yeah, we're plowing through these. I'm going to get them done hopefully in the next 24 hours. Love and light.